asked at a certain stage of our lives, is that of marriage. Rather often our relatives or family members, friends, co-workers, ask us, when are you going to get married? You are growing old, what are you waiting for? And so forth. Naturally comes the question, what marriage is? Out there exists a myriad of answers to this question. For some, marriage is the legally recognized union of two people in a personal relationship, usually between a man and a woman, that is regulated by laws, rules, customs, beliefs, and attitudes, by ruling out the same-sex marriages or those occurring between two men or two women. Others refer to it as a symbol of the individual's inability to find a coherent and balanced place in society, and that it marks a destructive but necessary force to human life. Meaning that, we as human beings enter into a conjugal relationship by being unable to find our place in the society as single individuals, although it is a necessary force to carry us through our life, obviously a socially coined institution which serves society interest rather than the individual itself. This definition is controversial at some degree, as it firstly implies that marriage destroys those who enter into a conjugal relation. We need this institution to keep the society going, and eventually humans are the only ones who have the urge to regulate their relations and behavior. For the purpose of this video essay, we will refer to the definition of Albanian family code, according to which marriage is defined as a legal cohabitation, founded on the moral and legal equality of the spouses, in the mutual sentiment of love, respect, and understanding, as the basis of unity in the family. Marriage and family enjoy special protection from the state. If we refer to the last definition, it speaks about the mutual sentiment of love, respect, understanding, which works nowadays. But how about the past? What sort of marriage was vastly practiced in Albania? Did our parents married out of love? Did they wed to the person they chose for themselves, or they married to the one others chose for him or her? To answer to these questions, we will explore through the personal accounts of 5 interviewed Albanian women coming across Albania of cohort 60 to 80 years old. One thing is certain for all the women interviewed: marrying to the person one loved was out of question, meaning their marriage was arranged and in most of instances forced. But what do we mean by arranged marriage? How do we define it? The scholar Noma Tahir, in her article Understanding Arranged Marriage, defines it as marriage for which the mate selection is under the guardianship and authority of elders of the family of both marital agents and families, in a durable relational bond that allows for a legitimate space and belonging for the conjugal union. Put in other words, the conjugal union is taken on family's interest in lieu of the marital agents who are entering in this relationship. Asked what arranged marriage meant to them, one of the women answered, "My own misfortune." She goes on recounting, "I remember I was 13 years old when I finished primary school. I had good grades, but many matchmakers were coming at my father's and asking for me, and my father, instead of accepting the school, accepted the matchmaker. I was 13 years old and all I wanted was to go to school, but my father, he brought someone at home for me, unknown, engaged me. No one asked me whether I wanted or I did not. They married me, and after 3 months I ran away and never went back to my village." Obviously, arranged marriage was seen as a misfortune for the marital agents, and the father, as the highest figure in the family, decided with whom the son or the daughter was going to marry, even if it went against their will. Hence, showcasing the strong patriarchal features of Albanian family in the past, where women were subjugated and basically an object, as they had not the right of the say, and also an economic burden for the family to educate them. Leaving aside the modern nuances of the arranged marriage nowadays, where there is space for the couple to get to know each other, to have some naturalness to spark and start a relationship, and after a while to withdraw from it, in the past they happened out of liking of one or both marital agents. Once one entered into a relationship, it was impossible to get out of it, as such thing would bring to the end, the conjugal relationship, the relation of the two families, and the girl and its family would be ashamed for life. While discussing on the matter, one of the women asked said, when arranged it was over and done with. The person could be blind or incapable somehow, but once you get married you couldn't move anywhere after. Neither the lack of consent from one or the other couldn't stop the marriage. Even the incapability of the marital agents, meaning once they were married they had married for life, showcasing that the family interest was upon the happiness of the individual. Thus, in the past, the only sort of marriage widely spread in Albania was that of arranged or forced marriage, and once one married someone they were bonded for life and could not break out of it. Nonetheless, all the women interviewed married to some degree against their wish, held that the way it turned out was good. "I was lucky, my husband turned out to be really nice." "Really nice," said one of the women. Another one said, I have no regrets for the fate that my parents chose for me, showing once again that parents decided for their daughters, and if they were lucky they would get a good husband, hang their own lives entirely on luck. The question arises, what made these marriages hanging entirely on luck work? One of the women interviewed affirms that for me, it's very important to accept that you have an affection. I will not go to the limits of romance because it's too much to discuss and it doesn't last, but I think it is crucial for the relation to last. Secondly, for me is the acceptability between the couple, with strengths and flaws. Thus, having an affection for the other person is the most essential thing to enter into a long-run relation. However, from the interview's results that none of them liked their husband at first, and allow me to quote some of them, they suggested him to me as I said, and at first sight I didn't like him as I had created another idea in my mind because I had an incompatibility which was age. Another one said, I didn't want him at all because they gave him to me. It was arranged. I didn't argue my father's decision even though I was in my senior year of high school, I did not like him at all. At all, another one said. From their words we understand that certainly the whole relation did not come from the affection as they did not like their prospect husband. However, what made all these marriages and others work for some of them was the woman's or bride's behavior to earn the husband's family's respect, meaning that women's behavior was key for the union to work, and sometimes earning husband's respect was translated into being subjugated and obeying what the father and mother-in-law, husband, and sometimes other members of the family were saying. This was affirmed by one of the women, saying, normal stuff made my marriage work. When you go to your husband's you're under his orders, you do what he asks you to. For some others the key to their marriage was to understand, respect and listen to each other. Although there wasn't love, certainly there was respect and understanding that made all those marriages work, even though I would say it was the subjugation status of the girl and women in the family of their husband and what awaited from them if they would defy the latter. To infer, the only sort of marriage in Albania in the distant past was that of arranged/forced marriage where the girl had no say in regard to her prospect husband and she was afraid to defy her father and his choice. Although the affection missed, subjugation of the female figure was the key to a happy marriage where the bride had to earn the respect of the person she was marrying to and his family. It is bizarre, however, how some of them, although married out of their wish, cherish the arranged marriage and the choice of their father or family against love marriage.